rescheduled. No one had to ask. These women were her sisters, more than the two who shared her blood. They understood her in a way no one else did. I know, but a national rollout is huge. The partners only assign them to senior marketing personnel, and I'm only a regional manager. But since our director of marketing for cosmetics recently left for one of our rivals, and if Kendra's considering me for the project... The conclusion was as obvious to her now as it had been when her boss first mentioned it. A promotion was in the offing. One she deserved. There was no way Caila could entrust her work to a coworker now. Would a coworker have caught the mistake in that report? Was she willing to take that risk? This promotion is the reward for all of my hard work. Didn't you say that after your last promotion to your current position? Lacey arched a delicate brow, while pouring a crisp Sauvignon Blanc into 4 stemless wine glasses. So, it was still true. Caila motioned with a dismissive wave. That was 2 years ago. No one climbing the corporate ladder stopped mid-rung of his or her own accord. The goal was to reach the top. With this promotion, she'd be 1 rung from the C-suite, successful enough to be in control of her destiny, where the whims of others couldn't affect her life. Caila narrowed her eyes. Why are you guys acting like I'm the only ambitious one in this group? We're not, Ava said, removing the large pan from the burner. But it's the one night of vacay where we stay in, gorge ourselves on food and wine, and reminisce. And you're missing it all because of that phone fused to your hand. Fine. She'd give them a few hours. Then she'd return calls and emails later tonight when the others went to bed. You win. I'll put my work away. Her phone rang, and she looked at the display. After this call. She ignored the chorus of groans and a lone, "You are so trifling," as she rose from the table and headed into the great room. A minute later, she ended the call. But instead of immediately returning to the others, she stood, peering out of the sliding glass patio doors that extended the length of the far wall. During the day, the oceanfront view was stunning, with its cloudless blue Caribbean sky, idyllic rays of summer sun, and the foaming spray of ocean waves crashing upon the sand. But now that it was dark, all she could see was the sophisticated interior of their private, luxurious villa reflected back at her, the nautical color scheme that brought their surroundings inside, the high rattan ceilings framed with dark wooden beams. Caila leaned her forehead against the cool glass. She hated the idea that her preoccupation might be ruining their vacation. She valued her time with these women, looked forward to it with an eagerness rivaled only by children on Christmas morning. But her friends hadn't been there when she was growing up. Her life had been perfect. She'd had friends, played sports, and been ranked as a top student to watch in the city. Because of her outstanding academic achievement when she was 13, she'd been granted a scholarship to attend a prestigious prep school starting the following year. Her father had been overjoyed, but 1 month before she was to begin, he passed away. She'd been devastated. Doubly so when her grandfather had come to their house in Baltimore and insisted that she, her mother, and her 2 sisters moved to the small town in rural Maryland where he lived, claiming he was fulfilling a promise to his deceased son. Your father always told me if something happened to him, I needed to take care of his girls. No one had asked Caila's opinion. They hadn't looked at options like allowing her to stay with other relatives. In one fell swoop, she'd lost it all: her father, the prep school, and her emotional stability. Her mother had loved ceding control to a man, as did her sisters, who couldn't understand Caila's anger at the change. Pop-Up somehow sensed Caila wasn't like her mother and sisters. Rightly so. She exhaled. She couldn't change her past, but she could focus on making sure history didn't repeat itself. When she returned to the kitchen, Nick was moving Caila's iPad to the counter, and Ava was placing a steaming platter of chicken piccata in the middle of the table while Lacey handed out drinks. Are you done? Ava asked. You better be, Nick said, a twist to her lips and a bowl of salad in her hands. A real live version of a vintage housewife meme. If you take another call tonight, I'm going to toss that fucking phone into the ocean. Lacey